Let's try to look at what we could call advantages of using computers. Today, briefly, I want to look at what are those advantages when you decide to use a computer. Because we have different machines, but what are those advantages if I decide to use a computer? Uh, we may try to continue and look at those advantages. One of the greatest advantages when you try to use a computer has a or advantage or a use that it's very useful while trying to do research. Uh, when you try to come up with research, for instance, on sports, you may try on agriculture, you want to do some agricultural projects, computers are very useful. Here we have combined uses as advantages. They are very useful while trying to do research on different affairs like education. You may continue to have it. We have seen agriculture. When you want health, when you want to talk about sports, research is very easy to use or is one of the ways or advantages that a computer brings while trying to do research on innovation, religious, cultural affairs, and other items as we may continue. Another advantage is what we may call accuracy. On accessing and tallying, maybe in banks, point of sale systems, uh, internet service providers, on service centers. For instance, when you go to replace your card, whether it's a ATM card, it could be any card that is lost but which is electronic. When you see that uh, accuracy is, you will see that accuracy is very fundamental. They can't mess up. Look at an electoral process that needs accuracy to see how many votes are tallied, how many were voted, how many number of voters were missed the voting process. So the computer system is very accurate. So when you have come up to look at advantages of a computer, one, it is very accurate. That is one great advantage. We can as well continue with other advantages and explore more about that. Let's continue. We may look at transmission or speed. Another advantage of a computer is speed, that it accomplishes things in just mild or microseconds. In here, for instance, sending SMS, short message services, you want to send a message to someone, it takes just microseconds. As long as you press send, you will see that the computer is very fast. Look at instance of money transfer, you're sending money. So one great advantage of a computer is speed. The computer is very speedy. Then when look at a video streaming or sending videos, news, for instance, you're doing a live coverage from a village, a computer is very speedy that it will give you accuracy and speed. So advantage number 3 of a computer system is speed. Now look at a CCTV camera transmission. You will get exactly what you see. It's what you get. Look at a video uh, editing and all that. So ATM withdrawals, all those are very speedy as long as you have picked on any item. Then we are looking at another use which is also advantageous, that computer systems help in education or in carrying out studies. Look at an instance what we are doing right now. You have connected to the YouTube channel, but you can access, so it's very useful. Look at it, it's in advantage way that it's very useful in why, when it comes to education, for instance, virtual classes or virtual education, where a teacher will be located in another country and you are in another location. So computers are very vital while when you come to do virtual reality like games which are located on servers and all those other pieces. So briefly, when you are trying to look at the advantages, we are not limited only to this, but there are very many advantages of a computer. We may continue to look at something like government leadership. It is done easily. For instance, military operations, communication between leaders, meetings on Zoom, interconferencing or intercoms, and the voiceovers that can be used maybe, for instance, police stations and in other communication. All these are done. These are the great uses of a computer. We can use computers to easy the leadership process. Even if you are a worker or a manager, you may not need to come straight to the workplace, but you can continue your leadership processes. Look at two in advantages of it has advantage in agriculture growth. Look at agriculture. Computers have been very useful, or they have been advantageous when it comes to develop items like animal health and monitoring. It has given a lot of people jobs. uh, you may have a system that you sit home and it verifies the temperature of those animals, mainly cows. You could be having systems that can check the health of the, the agricultural systems or plants when you are not even on ground. Even quality assurance measurements. Look at computers that can be using softwares to check the quality of items in agriculture sector. So when it comes to agriculture, computers have been more useful in agriculture growth. Uh, Stock data recording. Computers are very useful in recording data. It could be stock or it could be any other means, but in here we are looking at how it has impacted the growth of maybe agriculture. So look at communication. Computers are very vital when it comes to communication in terms of uh, you may talk of social media, you may talk of intercoms, you may talk of SMSs, voiceovers like what I'm doing. I add voice on videos. Look at videos that can express meaningful items. For instance, you're watching a video right now. So computers have been very vital. Maybe come to television channels and entertainment. Look at point of sale systems, ladders, where planes or aeroplanes or the aeronautic engineering is commanded. They are all under computers. So computers have been very useful when it comes to communication. We may continue to look at all other items that a computer can provide. So still, we look, but we are not limited only to what we see right now. We can just continue to look at other advantages of a computer system. Computer systems are very useful when it comes to networking between me here where I am and where you are. That is networking. Social media, radio networks, TV, CCTV cameras. Uh, when you look into the different, for instance, low area networks. You may look at wide area network. You may look at metropolitan area network. All those are under computer systems and they are very vital when you're doing uh, networking. Computers are more useful in business. For instance, you may talk of online shopping, transport companies, ticketing, and Internet of Things, which include speed and accuracy, delivery cameras, and YouTube channels. All these could be combined under what we call e-commerce. So computers are very useful, or they have been advantageous in the development of e-commerce, electronic uh, business or electronic transactions. So when we continue to look at recreation still, computers are more useful when it comes to recreation. For instance, we have now looked at virtual shows, culture shows, man-made art pieces, online nature shows. So recreation, you do not as well need to be there always, but there are very many ways computer systems can trace that art from far away. Maybe you are in Africa, but you can pick a piece from India, from South America, using recreation or in the development of recreation. Briefly, those are the simple limited, non we cannot only be limited on that, but those are some of the simple examples or advantages or uses. You may as well call them uses of computers or advantages of computer. But there are very many things that we have not looked upon, like security. Computers are very useful in security and others. Briefly, for now, we can end there. I wish you well.